Okay, so this time I'm going to create a melody to go on top of my chord sequence. So we can do that using the step sequencer or the piano roll. I think I'm just going to start off with the step sequencer again because I quite like the simplicity of it. So I'm going to create a brand new track by hitting the plus button, software instrument, and I'm going to type Y to open the library. So I don't want the same sort of sound, I want a different sound. So I'll just pick, let's go for some sort of mallet and see what we got. So I'm going to test out the sounds hitting Command K on my computer keyboard. So that'll work. Maybe we'll try something else. Yeah, let's try that. That's cool. Vibes and bass. So we'll hit Command K again. I'm going to hit Control, click, create pattern region. So I want 2 octaves again. I'm still working in C major. So I'm going to hit major here, and to get 2 octaves I'm going to hit the pattern templates and get major. So now I've got 2 octaves. Close that. I close the library as well. Okay, so now is a good opportunity to sort of improvise really. I'm in C major, so I'm not going to hit any bad notes or any dissonant sort of notes or anything like that. Every note here is in C major, 2 octaves. I'm going to press play up here so that all of my other tracks play so I can hear my chord sequence. I'm actually going to mute the vocals, so I just want to hear the piano really at the moment. Okay, so I'm just going to press play and improvise and see what I come up with. Okay, so I've kind of run out of steps already. So I think the semi-quavers might be a bit quick for me. So I'm going to go to my pattern step rate here and I'm going to switch it to 8. So now I'm going to get some slower playback. Yeah, I think this is a bit better. Okay, that's a good start. So what I'm going to do here is, instead of having 16 steps, I'm going to switch to 32. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to this view here, step width. And now it basically makes 2 copies of the 2 patterns that I had. So I'm going to keep the first one as it was. And then the second one, I'm just going to change a couple of notes. So I'm sort of doing some beginner melodic development. So I'm just going to change a couple of notes. Okay, that's cool. So let me go back into my workspace. So I can copy this over to bar 5. So there's a number of ways. We can hit the option drag thing again, that's fine. Or we can do another shortcut, which is Command R, and we've got it straight away. So now we've got 2 copies of the same pattern. Let's have a listen. Cool. I'm just going to change this last one here. So that's the 3rd one. So this is the 4th one. So let's just loop the last 2 bars. Okay, excellent. So let's have a listen from the beginning. So let's hit that, type U. Okay, so this is good so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both of these regions, and I'm going to hit Control click, convert to MIDI region, and everything's now workable in the piano roll. So there's a few different things we can do from here. We can edit the notes. I'll just press Command Z to undo. So we can edit them by pitch or using the lengthening tools. One thing we can do is we can highlight all of the notes in this region, for example. So we can actually merge these two together. So I'm going to highlight both of these, Control, and we're going to hit Join. So now it's just one region. So let's open, and I'm going to hit Command A. Now by holding down the Option key and hitting the up and down arrows, we can change the pitch. Or we can change the octave by hitting Shift Option up and down. In fact, I like that a bit better. Yeah, that's cool for me. Okay, and let's bring our vocals back in. Okay, cool. So I'm going to reopen the piano roll. Now for each of these notes, we have a little menu here on the left-hand side. So we don't need to worry about the quantizing. So quantizing is when you basically put everything in time, but everything's already perfectly in time because we use a step sequencer. We can use the velocity. So the velocity is essentially the strength or the volume of each note. So at the moment it's on 100, so I can drag it back to whatever, 47, and you can, this first note will be a bit quieter. So let's hear it from start. In fact, if I solo it, you'll be able to hear it a bit better. Okay, I'll do that one more time. So that can be pretty useful. I mean, we can do it for all of the notes, so I'll press Command A, and what I can do is I can go to Functions, MIDI Transform, click on Random Velocity, and then we can do Select and Operate, and now you'll see that all of the colors have changed, which is basically, so the more red is like the hardest velocity, so it sort of goes from purple up to green, up to yellow, and then we get sort of brown, and then into red. Okay, so let's listen from the beginning. We'll just listen to this solo so we can hear the velocity difference. So it sort of makes it sound more realistic to how someone would be playing it in real life. So they'd be putting different pressure on the piano keys. Okay, so we've got a good bass to start with. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start arranging